Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we're going to be training just over an hour of Woodpecker method. I am pretty tired today, hence the title. I don't even know if I'm going to be tired enough to make insults to Axel Smith and, the usual. I don't know, man. It's going to be a delirious stream. But the one motivating factor is we are actually only 100, almost 100 exercises away from completing the godforsaken marathon that is intermediate exercises of the Woodpecker method. So let's just keep at it. Let's just keep going. And when we get to 100 left, that's going to be a good feeling. Because then the countdown is well and truly on. So yeah, let's train some chess. Welcome, Ishay. How's it going? Right before I'm supposed to do my Woodpecker. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know if it's a late night grind for you as well, but yeah, gotta stick to our habits. Wednesday stream, Wednesday training. Okay, so Anand playing Polgar in Kapdaj. I did not know that such strong players were playing in such events. Unless maybe it was like a Masters section. Probably there was. In any case, let's have a think. So Polgar to win. We've got Queen, Rook, Rook, Bishop, Bishop, Knight, and 6 pawns against Queen, Rook, Rook, Bishop, Bishop, Knight, and 6 pawns. White is castled queenside. Black's castled kingside. We've got a 2v3 on the queen side. We've got the c-file. Yeah, that's where my brain stops. Okay, so what's going on? So there's some tension on the knight on d4. Bishop's pressuring at once, defended 3 times. Bishop, rook, queen. Bishop's pressuring a2. Queen and rook pressuring c2 x-ray. Knight might be an x-ray from the rook on d2. Rook on a1 is on the x-ray of his bishop. And loose as well. Any other loose pieces to note of? This is only defended by bishop. Bishop on the line of queen. It's the only loose piece. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's look at our checks. We've got bishop takes a2. What about captures? We've got bishop takes a2, bishop takes d4, bishop takes f3. And how about threats? Queen a5 is a threat, b3 is a threat. Maybe knight e5 or knight b6. Those are probably all the threats. Okay, so bishop takes a2, king takes a2. Queen a5. King b1, probably. Seems very fine. Because even if we play some b3 with some discovered attack on the rook, I mean, it is defended. So, what about our captures? So if bishop takes d4, if rook takes d4, then we've got queen takes c2, king a1. Still nothing there. But rather than that, I mean, just bishop takes d4, bishop takes d4. Don't see anything. I mean, maybe bishop d4, now queen a5, but I don't see how that's changed anything. Oh, maybe what it's changed is the rook might be loose, right? After queen a5. Maybe now b3 is like more of a threat. Then again, white could just play b3 themselves. And then there's nothing. Yeah, so not vibing with that, but can't completely rule it out. Bishop takes f3. Probably bishop takes f3 is just fine. Yeah, don't see a follow-up there. So, okay, onto the threats. queen a5 immediately. How do we deal with that? Because maybe it's a move order thing, right? Maybe once the queen is on a5, maybe then I can take with some impact. So queen a5 immediately. Let's say they try this b3 again. Yeah, I really don't see what I'm achieving there. Maybe I should give this bishop a2 another glance, just because after queen a5, king b1, maybe there is some idea connected with all of this. Like maybe I can take, and if takes, then play b3. Hitting the rook and threatening, like, I don't know, from queen a2, queen a1 or something. But bishop a2, king a2, queen a5, king b1, bishop takes d4. They can still do rook takes d4. And if b3, they can even just take it. It doesn't feel like it quite works. So, okay, queen a5, b3 at the start. Don't think there's anything there. Let's just keep going with all of our candidates first. So what about b3? Pawn to b3, pawn to b3. I guess they take with the knight. Looks okay. Hey, maybe if pawn b3 takes with the knight, maybe bishop b4? Because if the rook moves, then there's queen takes c2. So b3, knight b3, bishop b4. Don't know. What about this knight e5? Knight e5 kind of looks nice in the sense that it's threatening knight c4 with some positional advantage of winning a bishop for knight. Then I was thinking knight e5, bishop f4. Maybe there you've got bishop takes d4 because there's still no rook takes d4 due to queen takes c2. But knight e5, bishop f4, bishop e5, bishop d4, queen takes d4. Don't know. And knight b6, I mean, I don't really see. I mean, at least you don't get pinned then. So what, knight b6 to try and come to c4? I guess, didn't I have this idea already? Like, whatever they take with, actually, bishop b4 is always an idea. But no, even, what if they take with the c-pawn? Then bishop b4, they can just, like, move rook d1 or something, and the knight is also covering c2. I'm running out of time, and I literally don't have a knight. I don't have a single idea. Don't have a single idea. Are we gonna find something clutch? I couldn't make this work, ever. There's nothing coming to mind there. I mean, maybe I should have with knight e5, right? Maybe knight e5 does threaten this idea. And maybe knight e5, maybe on bishop f4 there is still this, right? No, because they can just take and then the queen defends the... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, knight e5 at least comes with a threat. I mean, maybe there is something against bishop f4 that I'm missing. Yeah, I really can't think of anything. Like knight e5, bishop f4, maybe I can just take. And if queen takes, then I might have something. I may also have queen a5 of tempo. So yeah, maybe knight e5 is my best bet. It's not. It is bishop d4. So at least I did look at this, but bishop d4, I didn't see the follow-up. Yeah, as soon as I thought knight e5, bishop f4, I thought queen a5, and I thought, okay, at least it's playable. But bishop takes d4, I don't understand. So what's the idea? Bishop d4? Okay, we'll take back with the bishop. Queen a5 is just b3. Oh god. Zero brain cells functioning. Bishop d4, bishop d4. Like, all we've done is clear the c file. I don't see any ideas at all. Yeah, I got nothing. Okay, let me check chat and see how you guys got on. Maybe someone has a full line. Welcome Gloin, welcome Frizz, welcome Josh. Welcome Tizian Noriki? That's a funky name. Let's just call you Tiz. Tizzy? I don't know. Tizian? Bro, help me out here. What should I call you? But welcome. And Cameron as well. Welcome, Cameron. Don't think I've seen you here before. So let's follow what people are saying. So Fritz says, gotta wake up in 7 hours for school, probably disappear. That's fair. I gotta probably wake up in 7 hours for a chess lesson. So, or at least wake up in 7 hours and then do my morning routine and then teach a chess lesson. So I get the struggle. Can't put the ideas together. Yeah, know what you mean, Josh. Feels like we gotta start with bishop takes d4. Okay, Frizz, explain your feeling. Like, how does this feel right? Because to me, it doesn't feel right. Nothing about this move feels right. Yeah, this is medium section, intermediate section, but we are like on the final chapter of intermediate. So I think they are generally a little bit harder than the earlier ones. Actually, no, I know that for a fact. They're definitely harder than the earlier ones. Isn't this one just bishop d4, bishop takes d4, bishop a2, king a2, queen a5, king b1, and b3? Well, hold up. So you've sacked a piece for a pawn, and then you play b3. Why on earth can you not just play c takes b3? Right, you're saying this is the line. Queen a5, king b1, b3. Why can't I just take it? Ah, shit, it's the rook. Oh, wait, so why... I saw these I saw these ideas of the rook hanging, but hold up. Bishop d4, bishop d4. Did I just not never consider bishop a2 after bishop d4? That makes no sense because I started by looking at bishop a2. So surely I looked at this. I don't remember what I looked at. I have like short-term memory of a goldfish. So queen a5, king b1, b3 hits the rook. and hits a2. Yeah, it probably is just that. But why didn't I see it? What like I'm pretty sure I calculated that, but then dismissed it for some reason. Bishop a2, king a2. Sorry, bishop d4, bishop d4, bishop a2, king a2, queen a5, king b1. There's also bishop d4, bishop d4, bishop a2, king a2, queen a5, king b3. Oh, but I was going to say knight c5, but there is a bishop hitting that square. You know what? Queen d5 is winning though, isn't it? Because there's no bishop c4 due to queen takes c4. There's no c4 because of en passant. And if king takes b4, that's leading to mate. For sure. Yeah, rook b8. Pretty much there. At the very least, if bishop blocks, then I've got queen b5 and I pick up the bishop. Unless I'm hanging my queen, I'm probably hanging my queen. Oh, God. Okay, so we're saying bishop d4, bishop d4, bishop a2, king a2, queen a5, king b3, queen d5, king takes b4. I know this is winning, but I just want to be certain. So rook b8. There's no bishop b6 because just rook takes b6. The knight is still on d7. So if the king moves to a4 maybe, then I think there's queen a2, right? I'm looking at this line. Bishop here, takes, queen here, queen check, takes. If king a4, I think queen a2 is mate. And if king a3, then queen a5 is mate. So okay, king b3 loses. So yeah, I think it's just that. I think it's just that. Start with bishop d4. Yeah, and starting here is important because then white doesn't have time to take with the rook. For what reason? I guess at the very least we've won a pawn, right? We just traded, so even if there's nothing more, we've won a pawn. Yeah, I don't know why I keep looking at this. I guess I'm just trying to understand what did I miss after b3. Don't understand. Because I swear I looked at this line. Can anyone remember what I said? Right, there's knight takes b3 at the end if you start with bishop a2. Wait, I'm not sure I understand that. Bishop takes a2, king a2. I'm so lost. I'm too exhausted for this. So, hold up. Bishop a2, king a2. Can you still play bishop d4? But then the point is that they can now take with the rook. And here you've sacked a piece. And you may not have enough if you take on c2. I don't know why. I don't know what I missed when I calculated that. Because I looked at bishop takes d4 and I calculated this line and I missed something. I don't know what I missed. But yeah, it is simply this. So well done, Cameron, for finding this. It's b3. Let's check if queen d5 was winning. Okay, queen d5 is -5. That's good enough for me. And c4, yeah, c4 I saw that I win the rook, so I was happy. Okay, nice. Oh, okay, we can do better. Come on, let's actually get this one. I don't know. I'm just annoyed that. What is this? Best is, just learn how to write a book. Like no, okay, I am able to criticize Axel Smith. This this guy. This guy. Like when I see something like this, I almost feel like, you know, this position's been copied out of another book or something, and he's like misdeleted for starting comment. Like what, like why would you suddenly write some prompt like this, not on other positions? It's so amateurish. But you know, whatever. Okay. Queen rook rook bishop bishop against queen rook rook bishop knight. 4 against 6. So we're 2 pawns down. We've got bishop pair. We've got knight on f8. So there's that fine gold quote. Knight on f8, there's no mate. But okay, there might not be a knight on f8 forever due to bishop takes f8. And if white finds this, they beat an and. So that's cool. Okay, so queen and rook are lined up against h7. Bishop is lined up against the knight. Bishop is hitting the rook, also x-ray. Rook is pressuring rook. Rook is pressuring rook with check. This guy's loose, this guy's loose. I mean, instinctively, you want to get rid of the rook, win an exchange, why not? If they take back, then take the knight, and then try and take on h7. I guess on taking the knight, they'd take with the king to avoid mate. I mean, queen takes h7 looks super promising there. We're up 1 point because we've won an exchange and a pawn. Threatening, you know, like queen h8, rook e1. Like, why would you not want to go for that? Looks extremely clear. Let's have a quick look at our checks. I mean, queen h7, just knight h7. Rook takes h7, again, knight takes f7. Bishop takes f8, probably we can throw in rook takes d1. Why is it not rook d5? Rook d5, bishop f8. Maybe rook... Sorry, bishop d5... bishop d5, bishop f8. Oh, there's bishop e4. Crap. So... yeah, I guess that's why it doesn't work. God, that took a long time. Bishop takes d5, bishop d5, bishop f8, bishop e4. Yeah, I'm lost. Am I though? Yeah, no. I was looking at like bishop e4, bishop e4, bishop f8, bishop e4. I was thinking, can I go queen takes e4, rook takes e4, and rook d8? But the problem is the rook is also hanging. So bishop d5, bishop d5, bishop f8, bishop e4. Is there anything here or not? If not, maybe we need to change the move order somehow, but doesn't seem possible. Unless we go bishop d5, rook d5, queen d5, bishop f8, king f8 forced. And then queen h7. But here we're only... Well, I mean, we're only a pawn down because we gave back the exchange. Do have a big attack though. Is that enough to justify this line? Probably not, because when we take on h7, they've got queen d3 at the end, trading queens. And then I think we're lost. Or at least on the worst side of equality, which probably don't want. So... What about if we take this way? does that do anything? If they take with bishop and then we take the knight, let's say they take back, which is not forced, but let's assume for a second. Maybe now queen h7? Yeah, and here there's no queen d3. The king is still weak. If they try and take on f3, we've got queen h8, king e7, rook check, which wins the rook. So maybe that's the way to do it. Rook d5, bishop d5, bishop f8, king f8, queen h7. And how do they defend? It doesn't seem easy. Unless it is, and they just play queen g6. Forking again the king and queen. Unless after queen g6 I can take, and if pawn takes I go rook h8, and on king f7 I take, and then pick up the bishop at the end. So the wait, what happened? Yeah, am I up a piece at the end of that? That might be legit actually. Rook d5, bishop d5, bishop f8. Can I throw in anything else here? Rook d5, bishop d5, bishop f8. If bishop takes f3, then again I can go queen h7, king h8, queen h8, king e7, rook e1, and I think we transpose. But actually, that all checks out. You know what? I'm gonna play. I'm confident. Let's go. No, a red herring, bro. Bishop d5 was the red herring. Wait, no. I'm not having this. Bishop d5 was the red herring because I blundered my queen. So there's a red herring within a red herring. Fuck this shit. Rook d5. Bishop d5. Bishop f8, king f8, queen h7 is not GG, even though queen g6 loses. And bishop f3 loses. But there's simply f6 and the king is safe enough. What the fuck? Shit. Yeah, they don't have to step onto the e-file. And somehow there's no win here. Even after something like bishop h5. Surely bishop h5 is like winning. But probably it's like bishop h5 and bishop g8. Is that how they survive? Oh, fuck me. Fuck this chess. Literally, I'm not like I don't play such risky positions. It's just so. How are you supposed to play this without blundering a queen? It's actually insane. So what happened? Rook d5 was actually played, and then rook h5 was the idea. I didn't even consider that. And then just queen h5. It's 1-0. Bruh. So the best move is rook d1. Brilliant. How many people found rook e1? Oh my god, I see someone with rook e1. That's ridiculous. Okay, let's check. Okay. Okay, so I'm glad Frizz started on the same wavelength as me. Bishop d5, bishop d5, bishop f8. No knight on f8, there's no mate. Faz in with the bishop e4. Cameron falls for the red herring, rook takes d5, rook h5. Fantastic find with rook h5. I didn't see it. Faz is off it today, blundering pieces. How did he even blunder? Let me try and visualize that. Let's get rid of this move for a second. So what? So Cameron said rook takes d5, bishop takes d5, rook h5. And then Faz was saying, yeah, rook e1, but then bishop takes e1. Okay, fine. So none of you could refute rook h5 until Peter in with the Chad Anand queen takes h5 bishop e4. GG. Welcome Harshal. How's it going? Did anyone see rook d1? Yeah, no one found rook d1 because fuck this book. Such a troll. Rook d1. So what is up with rook d1? So rook d1. Okay, fine. They just, I don't know, play a move like rook d8 or something. How has the position changed? Well, then maybe we can just take on d5. Really? So okay, so rook d1, they can't make some slow move like rook e d8. So rook e1. Is the point that they're just suffering with this pin, right? The bishop on f3 to the rook to the bishop. So rook e1, rook takes, rook d7, but then there's rook e8, I guess. That's so janky. I mean, I feel like rook d1 is a move you'd find in a real game because you're not looking for combination at first. Maybe you are, but I don't know. Rook e1 would be quite natural. Any move that does not exchange too many pieces earns a full point. What is this? What is this scoring system? But yeah, fine. So rook d1 just wins actually pretty simply. It just wins an exchange. I didn't see any counterplay. That's just it. They don't even give any analysis after this. That's crazy. I mean, I guess it's just clearly winning. Yeah, rook e1, and there's just no way to actually just not lose an exchange. I mean, you're not even material up though. I mean, you're 2 pawns down, so this is still not easy. But yeah, I guess it's just better than anything else you've got in the starting position. Let me go back to the start. Let's just double check with engine. Wow, bishop takes d5 is actually all right. Bishop d5, bishop d5. As long as you don't blunder bishop e4. But f3 apparently is still game on. But yeah, obviously you'd want to win an exchange over this. Yeah, and rook takes d5 just doesn't work. Bishop takes d5, bishop f8. King f8 and f6 probably only move. Oh, there's actually multiple moves here. Bishop e6 is so clever as a means to give an escape, also threaten. Bishop f5, yeah, I didn't see this at all. Yeah, I think that's a problem I have. Like, I calculate a couple lines that look good for me, like queen g6 here. And I get too carried away that I think that I found it, when I need to just keep looking. But, yeah, I don't know. It's hard. Okay, even Harshal was saying rook d1. What? Okay, then that's crazy. Harshal was asking why not bishop takes d5 then rook e1. Wait. Let's have a look. Why does it make a difference? Because here, apparently, nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore. They just go knight e6 and life is good. But in the starting position, if we go rook e1, why can't we just go this takes a knight e6? So takes knight e6, and this is just +1. Because of queen a4 only move. So this is why Axel Smith is just a terrible writer, because yeah, I mean, that's a great point, Harshal. Like, thanks for raising it. And yeah, queen a4 is the main reason. So what's the difference? I don't even see the difference with it on the board. So queen a4 here, there's just nothing to bother. They just go h6 or something and life is fine. Whereas queen a4 here, if they try and go h6... Wait, h6 is not fine because I'm blundering this pawn. I'm so bad at this game. So if it's queen g6 protecting the f7 pawn, and then h6, that makes some sense. Right? But then in this position, if queen g6, king a1, h6, there's queen takes a7, hitting the bishop. Is that the only point? Yeah, and here, because it doesn't come with tempo, black's got some counterplay on the king. Yeah, trash exercise. What is this? I mean, okay, at the end of the day, if you get this position, if you can find rook d1, fantastic, but... Yeah, to understand the difference between starting with bishop d5 or playing rook e1, I mean, that should be the starting question. It should be evaluate the difference between rook e1 and bishop takes d5. And, you know, there should be analysis provided up to queen a4. But, you know, Axel Smith, yeah, exactly. I was just about to say the point that Josh made. What do you mean? Engine says +1, no more analysis needed for Axel Smith. Exactly, right? Just flick on the engine, yeah, we good, move on. Might be the most ridiculous puzzle yet. Yeah. We've had some shockers. But rook de1, slight advantage. That's hilarious. What a guy. What a guy. Okay, moving on. I mean, this one doesn't even have a hyphen in between the names. I mean, we don't do hyphens anymore. We're just playing a singular game of Avengi, Miroshnichenko, Vishwanathan Anand, who's clearly Anand's long-lost cousin. And he's just playing himself. Ports 2004. Okay, let's give this a go. Jesus Christ. Okay, queen, rook, rook, bishop, knight, and 5 pawns against queen, rook, rook, bishop, knight, and 6 pawns. You know what? Maybe we should write a calculation book, and you know, publish it with a name similar to Woodpecker method, and just make millions. But actually choose good puzzles. Like, imagine what a concept! What a concept! Actually write some well-written analysis. Maybe that's the play. Maybe there's enough rage-baited Woodpecker buyers that would actually be down for our book. What's an animal that eats the woodpecker? We need that. We need the, what animals? Maybe we need the, I don't know, the vulture. Oh, vulture's a good animal. And the picture on Chessable should just be like some vultures and like a dead woodpecker at the bottom. Maybe I should write an email, try and get this approved. Yeah, vulture's a cool animal. Anyway, that was fun. We got queen, rook, rook, bishop, knight, 5 pawns. I know I said this already, but queen, rook, rook, bishop, knight, and 6 pawns. I'd already forgotten the material count. So we're pawn down. Both have light square bishops. Got some pressure on the FED files. Their rooks are on F, doubled on the E file. King, queen on the same line, but we don't have a dark square bishop. Knight is kind of in their area on H5. Tension on E4 twice. Defended 3 times. Bishop on G2 is X-ray defending. Bishop on C6 is pressuring the rook on F3, X-ray. Maybe threats of like F4. Pressure on G3, hit twice, defended twice. Pressure on D2. White has no loose pieces. Black has loose bishop, queen, and knight. Knight G3 looks tempting in the sense that on rook takes there might be this pawn push. Caveman sees fork. Caveman actually sees fork now, which is actually impressive. Wouldn't have seen a fork a year ago. So, okay. But maybe there's some like bullshit knight moves, you know? Like, I don't know, some shit like this. So maybe there's gonna be some point where it's like, you know, you gotta take and then sack and then push and then we win. Something like this. But okay, let's have a quick look at our checks. No checks. What about captures? Yeah, we got this knight e3, got rook d2, got pawn e4, bishop e4, queen e4. Oh, we do have a check. We have queen a1. Let's not forget about that. Could be useful. Probably not. But okay, I think we've got the right idea at least. So, I mean, threats, I mean, maybe f4. Maybe we can throw in a rook or something. Trade queens. I don't know. So, okay, let's calculate this 93. 93. If rook takes g3, can we just push f4? No counter checks. The only move, it seems, is knight f3. It does look annoying, because if we take the queen, we take our queen. We have rook d1, but then they go king h2 and we got nothing. So, I do think that it could be connected with this rook takes d2, but of course, we should start with a knight, because if we go rook d2, knight d3, they just ignore it. So knight d3, can we already ignore it? No, we can take on e4. So knight d3, rook g3, rook takes d2. Wait, but they can take with the queen. What am I talking about? It's just pure pain, isn't it? Knight g3, rook g3, f4, knight f3. Oh, queen a1? Maybe that's where the queen a1 comes in, right? Knight g3, rook g3, f4, knight f3, queen a1. Can't block with the queen. They can block with the rook, though, and if I take the rook and then try and take their queen, they're going to take back with the queen. So knight g3, rook g3, f4, knight f3, queen a1. Problem is rook e1. To be fair, after rook e1, I could just play rook d1. So the line I'm looking at is knight g3, rook g3, f4, knight f3, queen a1, rook e1, and then just play rook d1. I've still got the fork on their queen and rook. Looks okay. Looks alright. Still no checks. I mean, they've got rook takes g7, but that gives up a rook. My queen is still covering this long diagonal. So that feels promising. Knight g3, rook g3, f4. I'm pretty sure knight f3 is only move. Queen a1. Can I try anything else? I can't just move their king because we take their queen. Rook e1, rook d1. Really looks like it works. Really looks like it works. Knight g3. Is there any more bullshit I'm going to have to deal with? Knight g3. What if they play pawn takes f5? Then I can go queen takes e3. And whichever rook they take with, I'm going to take the other rook with either my bishop or knight. Then I'm up in exchange. I want to believe I'm winning there. Knight g3. Rook f3. f4. Yeah, it works. It works. It works. And they stop there? Oh, fuck you, Axel Smith. You actually suck. Why do you not show knight f3? Oh, because it's probably not engine top move. Oh, he's such a dickhead. Oh, he's turned on the engine. He's being like, rook takes g7. That's a Patzer move. Let's just end the line here. Knight f3 is queen a1 forced. Oh, it's not forced. Fine. It's not forced. But that's so weird that this is working as well. So queen a1, it does work. But rook d1, rook e1, fe3. Yeah, fe3 removes the defender on the rook. I didn't see that. Although I didn't really look at rook d1 because I was content with queen a1. Yeah, and I saw this rook d1. Okay, that's very nice. And at least I did consider this check, right? And I just thought king takes. Is king takes not playable? Oh shit, queen a7. But who cares? Just rook f7. And then queen f2. Okay, they've won 2 pawns. Sorry, they've won one pawn, but then they're 2 pawns up because they were a pawn up at the start. So maybe they've got compensation for the exchange. But still, it's good enough. But there was a lot of analysis here, like for what? So there was a lot of analysis following f4, but we shouldn't really be playing f4 given we've got knight takes g3. Knight takes e3. Rook f2, I didn't consider this. Yeah, I said knight takes e4, right? I said any like non-critical move, I've just done knight e4, and I was happy with that. But not fe4. I mean, wait, what? Knight takes e4. Knight takes e4, and you need bishop takes e4. Because if f takes e4, then you've got this sequence. And it's equal. Right. So you want to take with the bishop, and then you, yeah, keep control. Yeah, okay, well, I guess we got it right. What are people saying? Oh, Drilling the Wood is a good name, Pavel. Drilling the Wood. I like it. Drilling the wood, and we just have like some metal, like, you know, pneumatic drill, like. Oh, you could have like oh no, maybe this is too blasphemous, but I was thinking, you know how you got like Jesus on the cross? You can have like a woodpecker like pinned up to a cross, and you've got like me with a drill drilling the wood. I don't know. It's so stupid. I don't know, man. Oh, is Port somewhere in Germany? Of course, Jan chimes in. Faz, maybe you've been playing too much Bullet lately. Has Faz been playing Bullet? F4 Think Later is crazy. Crazy work. Do woodpeckers have natural predators? Probably not. I mean, woodpeckers are such a chill animal until this book got invented. Like, if there was a chart showing the hate towards woodpeckers over time, there's definitely a spike when this book came out. Vulture Benoni? I am a Benoni player, and I've never heard of the Vulture Benoni. What is this law? Vulture Benoni. There's no way this is a thing. Alright, hold up. This is actually essential born knowledge we need to understand. Vulture defense. Unorthodox, aggressive, rare version of Benoni. D4, knight f6, c4, c5, d5, knight e4. I mean, principally, if you can trade off the minor piece, I'm not against it. F3, I don't care. That's weakening your king. I mean, it's probably good, though. Queen c2. It's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. You know what? Let's have a very quick look. Just, I got the puzzle right. Let me indulge. Just 2 seconds. Okay, so knight e4. Queen c2 looks very legit. What move are we playing? Oh, it's gotta be f5, right? It's gotta be f5 for the boys. F5 number one move. F5 joint top move. F5 has to be top move. Queen a5 is being played. I mean, Queen a5 is just taking the piss. I feel like f5 still got some oh, that's not a nice eval. Oh dear. See, once upon a time, I would have actually played chess like this, and then I actually wanted to take chess a bit more seriously and get good. I would have actually played this just for the jokes. This looks like pure rage bait defense. Look at that. Allowing this, imagine losing this position as white. I mean, you get a closed setup. Look at that. B6. Nah, this is horrendous. Yeah, okay. Vulture. The more you know. The more you know. Alright, let's get back to some Woodpecker. What are people saying? Woodpeckers are eaten by basically anything. Just Googled. They're really the bottom of the food chain. Amazing, amazing. I need to write this book out of spite. The vulture eats up all the pawns. Right. Wow, Faz couldn't find a candidate move other than f4. This is really unlike Faz. Faz, what has caused you to minus 400 elo overnight? What happened? Working too much? Yeah, don't we have Queen A1, exactly. And this is why it was very important, even though I kind of got the ideas for Knight G3 early on, I still took a step back and looked through my checks, captures, threats. Otherwise, I probably would have missed this Queen A1, you know? So it was quite important to find this. Yeah, and Chongjin, welcome Chong. How's it going? Welcome. Lots of new viewers today. I guess the title was a hit. But yeah, no, exactly the point. There's still a fork. But yeah, rook e1, exactly. But then there was rook d1. No need for queen a1, just move the queen somewhere else. Oh, I didn't even realize. Hold up. So after knight f3, I just moved the queen somewhere else, and I still win. I've made this mistake before. I missed this actually. This is something I miss a lot. So, no, I'm glad you made this point, Chong. Yeah, I'm missing this. This motif. You just move the piece. Yeah. Faz approves. Nice. Truly a terrible opening. I saw someone play it on the board next to me in Czech Republic, and they're both playing instantly like a well-known theory. I was trying not to laugh. 100% that was a pre-arranged game. 100%. There's no way it was not. Like, there's no way you blitz out Vulture Theory. Not happening. Ports is part of Cologne, not its own city. Okay, thanks for the facts, Jan. I did not engage with this puzzle. Sorry, Michael. Yeah, I got too caught up on the Vulture lore. If you want Vulture Theory, it's d4 knight f6, c4 c5, d5 knight e4, queen c2, f5, f3 knight f6, queen takes f5, e6, rate it, d takes e6, knight c6, sack 2 pawns for what? Yeah, no, we're not going there. Modern Benoni is enough chaos and actually half decent. Note how I say half decent, literally. I mean, it's really not decent, but you know, it's good enough for my level. So good enough for road to NM. Okay, let's do one. Let's do one more. Got 9 minutes to go. That's at least one exercise. Okay, so we got Anand winning in some blitz against some poor Icelandic dude. Okay, so we've got Queen, Rook, Rook, Knight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, against Queen, Rook, Rook, Bishop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are up a pawn, we have Knight for Bishop. Queen is being attacked. Queen is pressuring Knight. Queen is on line of the Queen. Queen's also on line of Queen. Rook's also on line of the Knight. Pawn is loose. King definitely looks weak if we can somehow get our act together. The king is kind of safe in the sense that the only check is this, and we can just take it. So we kind of got like at least one free tempo. Oh, we've also got a big check. Okay, so okay. Any loose pieces? Okay, no, not loose. Kind of loose, but you know, I mean, okay, this is really hanging, right? That's the main point. Otherwise, there's nothing much that's loose. I mean, this is loose. This is loose. This is loose. This is loose. Fine. So in this position, let's start with our checks. We've got queen takes. We've also got rook takes. That's it for the checks. For captures, we've got queen takes pawn. Got knight takes pawn. Queen takes rook. And then in terms of threats, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe queen b1 to try and recycle this way, but it seems incredibly slow. So, okay, let's begin with our check. So, rook g6. If pawn g6, queen g6, king h8 forced. Do we have a way to bring in a piece? Rook takes e5, threatening rook h5 mate. So, rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8, rook e5. I guess they can play rook 4 to f5. No, but then we just go rook takes f5, rook takes f5, queen takes f5, then queen takes c4. But then, oh no, the queen defends the bishop, so there's no queen h5 at the end. So rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8. Rook takes e5. How do we defend? I feel like this is too easy. There needs to be a defense. I don't see a defense. But what is this puzzle? There's no way that's correct. Rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8. Rook takes e5. There must be a defense here. Oh, didn't I... What I said was a defense, right? Did I just get it wrong at the very end? Like, after rook takes, queen takes, then just queen takes. I'm worse here. I'm a piece down. Why did I assess that I was better? I don't have a way to win the bishop. I do have a very strong passed pawn, but the bishop is on the line of the queening square. Like, maybe that's the point. Maybe there's just no win there. After, okay, so rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8, rook e5. And rook f5, trying to block everything. So do I have a win now? Wait. Rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8, rook e5, rook 4 to f5. Maybe I go queen h6 check, forcing king g8. I'm trying to pick up the bishop somehow. Check. King here. Can't make it work. Okay, well that was a fun tunnel vision. Let's look at something else. Queen takes g6 has got to be worse than rook takes g6, so let's not bother. Queen takes e5 does have the threat of playing rook d7 next. But queen takes e5, let's just say they be greedy and they take the knight. Queen takes c4. And we go rook d7. What if they just play like rook 4 to f7? Rook takes f7, rook takes f7. Maybe queen b8 check. Nah, just nothing. Rook f8 again. And any other captures worth it? I mean, knight takes e5, definitely not. Queen takes rook. Just pawn takes, surely nothing. So okay, it's got to be rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8. So rook g6, pawn g6. Do I have a better move than taking on g6? No, right? Rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8. I could do queen h6, king g8, knight takes g6, knight takes e5. But I don't quite see the win. So rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8. Rook takes e5, rook 4 f5. What if I go rook e6, because that still comes with a threat of like playing queen h6, king g8, rook g6, king f7, queen, either queen g7 or rook g7, one of these should win. So, my point is, after rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8, rook takes e5, rook 4 f5, rook e6, I then allow my knight to come in. And I don't think they've got time to go just capture my knight on c4. Because then I've got queen h6, king g8, rook g6, king f7, queen g7. No, rook g7's better. Rook g7, king e8, queen e6. They can either block and we've got mate, or they go king d8 and we've got mate. So they can't take our knight. So rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8. Rook takes e5, rook 4 f5, rook e6. What can we do there? I think that wins, you know. Rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, king h8, rook e5. Rook 4 f5, rook e6. And then maybe if they go rook 5 f6, they try and block again. The block again is actually really annoying, because it comes with tempo on my queen. Queen h5, king g8. Now rook e7, now that the bishop is blocked. Now they can go rook 6 to f7. Lord knows. I guess I've got some perpetual on g6, h6, but I mean, it's not ideal. And as always, we run out of time. And we got nothing. I mean, I feel like we tunneled vision this one hard. Like, it was very difficult to look at other ideas when rook g6 is so tempting. But there's literally nothing, I don't know, there's nothing else. Right. So in this position, surely, queen g6, there's no other reasonable move here. Queen takes g6 is forced. And in this position, rook e5 is like the main idea. But then there's this rook block, and then block. I couldn't get past this. I can't get past this move. I can't see the win. I mean, maybe you can argue check, king here, rook here, and now if block, then we just take, defending our knight, and if they trade, we claim that our knight and passed pawn is compensation for the rook. And it might be, you know, the queen is protecting here, the passed pawn is promising, the knight has good squares, the king is very exposed. I mean, I believe that's better for white. So maybe we can say rook e5 is better. Because rook e5, that whole idea didn't work here. So I did look at this here, but the problem is here they can take and we can't take back because of the queen. So maybe this followed by this is actually working due to this. This. And then this. That's the current hypothesis. Do we go for it? I mean, what else is there to consider? Like, knight takes e5? Does it even come with a threat? I mean, you have perpetual, but I mean, you have perpetual now if you really wanted it. Now, rook takes e5 should be right. And we stop there because we are Axel Smith. Let's go. White will get too many and too dangerous pawns. Too many and too dangerous pawns. I guess that makes... Does that make grammatical sense? I don't care. White will get too many and too dangerous pawns for either an exchange or piece, in either case winning. Here, queen h6, king g8. Oh, he does go for this. Oh, because there's a sneaky check on g3. But that feels like less promising of a line than the line I gave. Would you not agree? Would you not agree? I feel like my line is slightly better. Let's have a look. Rook takes e5, and here rook e6. Ah, rook e6 zeros. I fucking hate this game. Rook e6. And queen d7 only move. If this though, then my line is winning with this. Yeah, so this was good. This position is a better position than the final position that Axel Smith recommends. But the problem is, rook e6 blunders to queen d7. Brutal. I feel like if rook takes e5 was played and rook f5 was played, would I have looked hard enough to find queen d7? I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I would have. And this is actually a really strong defense. Knight e5, of course, has to be tried. But then just queen g7 and... Unlucky, mate. Unlucky. Just nothing. I mean, I guess you win the exchange with this knight g6. So it's not lost. I mean, you got this. I don't know. but you lose this, so... But you got this. I don't know. But yeah, okay. Rook e6 was bad. Oh, and this was equal? What did I say was bad here? Don't even remember. And also, what was the line I got wrong at first? I think I was looking at this, and then I thought that I don't even remember now. Yeah. I was. This was the line I looked at first, and I was like, "Oh, so this is winning for white." Oh, well, that's easy. That's simple. So this position is winning for white. Oh, that's funny. I think I intuitively felt like this was good, and then the reality checked in, and I was like, "Wait, I'm a piece down," and then monkey brain didn't evaluate that this is actually winning for white. I was just like, "Yeah, it covers a square, piece down," but I guess g3. Right? And I guess you can't go there right now because of this. Oh, so the bishop's just trapped even. Don't even have this because queen e5. In fairness, a move like d6 is still slightly better for white, so I probably should have just gone for this. Yeah, now actually bishop d8 can be played because this can be met by queen g8. Yeah, so queen e5, I think we didn't consider this exactly, but I think in this position I just said rook f7 and I said there's nothing. Was I right about this? Ah, shit, I'm wrong? And this is actually winning for white after rook e4. Oh, there's that fork. I mean, I guess you've got the strong d pawn. Yeah, I didn't see rook e4. I just saw that there was no attack, which is true, but there is a fork and you win a piece. Fine. So the game actually finished rook e5, and then queen h6, queen h4, and queen g3. Yeah, of course it did. Of course it did. Nice. Okay, let's have a look. How did people do? Okay. Imagine analyzing blitz. Yeah, here we are. Rook takes g6 trust. I just almost dropped my phone that I'm using to read chat and then spasmed the chat. Okay, we're back. Yeah, rook g6 begging to be played. Rook g6. Alright, Cameron, you gotta start writing the move for black as well because you're tripping me up when I read your comments. Rook g6, h takes g6, queen takes g6. Fuck, I can't I can't just read one side for white. I don't even follow. Let me check. Rook g6, pawn g6, queen g6, queen h6, and then knight e5 is what Cameron was saying, and apparently this doesn't work. because engine is too strong. With perpetual. My man. But yeah, rookie 5 was the way. Yeah. I'm glad rookie 5 was my instinct there. Jan, what are you talking about? What are you yapping about? Rook takes e5 is what I was looking at too, trying to refute it in my slow head. Yeah, Faz is having a bad day. I've never had Faz self-deprecate this much. Yeah, okay, so Chong found the same idea as me. But after King h8, Rook takes e5. I think I don't know what line. I don't know what line you're talking about there, Cameron, with King h8, Queen e5, Bishop f6. Can't be bothered to calculate. Faz, what is going on? How, like, what has happened today that has led you to be yeah, this done with chess. Yeah, still attempting to calculate anyway. I hope you're okay. I don't know. I literally can't follow these lines. But okay, I hope things made sense. Okay, everyone is tired. Everyone is done. I don't know. Queen d7 is a natural move though, bringing extra piece. Yeah. Yeah, but I guess, like, you gotta have the full board vision, right? You gotta see that the queen on a4 is not just hitting the knight, but it can potentially come back. I mean, that does require some skill. Some medium brain. Yeah, in a blitz game, okay, I spent like the entire blitz game trying to find a move, so, Yeah, I mean, my instincts were kind of there. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, lots of new faces today, so thanks for tuning in, and feel free to come again. We're training Monday, Wednesday, Friday, grinding the Woodpecker at least for another 100 odd puzzles, and then we're going to do something different with our lives, but still training calculation and tactics, because if I go a single day without doing this, single every other day without doing this, then I miss so much. And if we actually want to reach some classical goals, we can't be washed. We can't make blunders. And yeah, actually, in the last, I don't know how many games, I've probably only made, definitely, I haven't made more than like 2-3 blunders in the last 20 games. So this is pretty nice. I've only lost 2 games, I think, in 20 something games. So we're doing well, and we got to keep this going. So yeah, basically more training on Friday. Whoopie do. Okay, have a good night, everyone. I'd love a stream of you reviewing some of your games, particularly in the Chadganitsa. That would have been such a better name of the course. But okay, that's also a bit of a stretch. If you haven't seen my existing, speedrun videos of Gurganitsa Travis, I'd recommend you check those out. But yeah, could probably review some of these games. Could do it. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to get paid to go through my games. I don't know, man. Okay, I'm also gonna peace out. Okay, see you guys. Good night.